Right, today I'm going to tackle this jungle of blackcurrants. You know, it's about time it's been done. It's a perfect time to do it. So, and I'll show you the tools. I've got my loppers, my pruners, which are pretty old, so if anybody can tell me where I can get some new ones from, I'll be grateful. And my foldy out saw, because some of this is massive. So, right, the first thing to do is you look for the 3 Ds: dead, diseased and damaged. Then after that you look for crossed things that cross over, because you don't want them damaging the stems, or else that's when disease gets in. So I'll show you what I'm going to be doing, because there's 3 different types. So I'll just get my pruners and I'll tell you what it is. I'll prune this one, I'll prune that one, and I'll prune this one here, and I'll show you the different years of growth. So that colour there, you seen how light brown that is? That's a newer growth. That one there is a little bit darker than that, so that's about 2 to 3 year old, and that's the type you want to keep. And you let these ones grow on. And that one there is the darker wood, that's the older wood. And this one, you know, like you cut out by a third to the ground. But I'm going to be brutal, and I'm going to knock all this back, because I've got plenty jam, you know, like for next year. But it just needs a bloody good cut and trim down. So I'll tell you what it is. I'll start. I think I might need me loppers, because there's, you know, like you always leave a open crown, you know, like for the air to get through. You know, like I'm just going to go down so far. You know, like you always look for a bud. You know, like an outward facing bud. So I'll tell you what it is. I'll take that one off there. I'll take that one there. See, that's a, I'll have to take that one down to the bottom. I tell you what's freezing today, hence I've got my snood on. Take that one down. You know, it's going to be a slow process, so I'll just do this one here. You know, like there's not much dead wood on them. You know, that's an older one, so you know I'm going to take that one right down the base. Take that one off. Take that one. There. I mean, that's a fine example of one that's crossing over. So I'll take that one off. That's if I can get at it, because it's like an absolute jungle. But that's the basic idea. So I'll tell you what it is. I'll crack on with them, and I'll bring you back a little bit later when I've gone through it. Right, it's all done. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll turn these around. Mind you, I've been really brutal with them, but what a difference. Look at all that space. Plus it's going to be good for the greenhouse, you know, like for when I'm planting seeds, more light's getting through. You know, but as you can see, I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, I've gone a bit wide, but I did this a few years ago, and the way they grew was fantastic. But this one here, I've left all these bits. I've seen how new these are. But yes, I'm over the moon with this, but you know, as you can see the buds, yeah, can you see that bud there? You know, so you always do a cut, like sloping away from the bud, so if it rains, you know, like the rain doesn't go onto the bud. But this one here was a beast. But as you can see, that's an old blackbird nest. Look at the size of that wood. It's a good size. And I'll show you the branch I cut off. Here it is here, look at the thickness of that. You know, it's a blackcurrant bush. But I'm over the moon with it. More light, and I've cleaned the floor a bit. It just looks, oh, so spacey, doesn't it? Tell you this, you know, we'll go at the top of the plot, and then, you know, like, I'll show you what it looks like from the top. I tell you what, we'll just stand here and do it. Look at that. Looks more space, doesn't it? What a difference. And that'll do them the world of good as well. So, right. I'll say bye. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you've been doing any pruning of fruits, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.